Northern Ireland is steeped in a rich tapestry of history, interwoven with captivating tales of the supernatural. Its ancient landscapes and historic sites are said to be inhabited by the lingering spirits of those who came before. From mysterious apparitions to eerie sands, these haunted locales provide a fascinating glimpse into a realm where the boundaries between the living and the dead are often indistinct. In this exploration, we'll explore 10 of Northern Ireland's most haunted places where historical significance and paranormal phenomena intersect. Enniskillen Castle. It is situated majestically on the banks of the River Erne in County Fermanagh. This storied castle has witnessed centuries of military activity, playing a pivotal role in both the Irish Rebellion and subsequent British occupation. While its historical importance is unquestionable, Enniskillen Castle has also gained notoriety for its alleged hauntings. It is said to be haunted by several spirits, the most notable being that of a spectral soldier who purportedly roams the battlements during the night. This apparition is believed to be the spirit of a guard who met an untimely and mysterious death within the castle's walls. Witnesses, including visitors and staff, have reported the sound of heavy boots echoing across the stone corridors, particularly when the castle is devoid of human presence. Some claim to have spotted his shadowy form standing watch near the castle's towers, only for him to vanish when approached. The ghostly encounters do not end with the soldier. Deep within the castle's dungeons, prisoners were once subjected to horrific conditions, and it is said that their cries and moans still resonate within the stone halls, especially at night. Visitors often recount experiences of hearing faint whispers and desperate pleas for help as they navigate the lower levels of the castle, many departing with an overwhelming sense of dread as if the weight of the castle's tragic past bears heavily upon them. Another compelling ghost story associated with Enniskillen Castle is that of the Lady in Black. This spirit is often described as a sorrowful figure clad in a long black cloak, gliding silently through the castle's corridors. Legend has it that she is the spirit of a young woman who was executed for witchcraft in the 17th century. Beliefs about her intentions vary. Some suggest she seeks justice or peace, while others speculate that she is plotting revenge against those who wronged her. One particularly chilling encounter with the Lady in Black occurred during a private event held at the castle. Guests reported seeing a figure moving across one of the balconies and initially assumed it was part of a historical reenactment. Upon investigation, however, they discovered that no actors were present in that section of the castle, leaving them to ponder the true nature of the apparition. During the event, the enigmatic figure known as the Lady in Black made another appearance, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and a chilling atmosphere. In addition to her presence, numerous reports of unexplained phenomena have emerged from Enniskillen Castle. Documented occurrences include inexplicable cold spots, sudden gusts of wind, and objects seemingly moving of their own accord. Some visitors have reported extreme temperature fluctuations as they transition between rooms, despite the castle being climate-controlled. These dramatic shifts are thought to be linked to ghostly activity, particularly in areas where intense emotions such as fear, pain, and sorrow have historically prevailed. Over the years, paranormal investigators have been drawn to Enniskillen Castle, eager to document the supernatural events reported within its walls. Some have captured electronic voice phenomena featuring ghostly voices, while others have recorded unusual light anomalies and shadowy figures on camera. These findings only serve to deepen the mystery surrounding the castle and its haunted legacy. Today, Enniskillen Castle stands as a popular tourist destination, attracting visitors intrigued by both its rich historical significance and its reputation as one of Northern Ireland's most haunted locations. As people explore its ancient stone corridors, many leave not only with a newfound appreciation for its history, but also with unforgettable tales of ghostly encounters. Lan, Candu House. Perched atop the cliffs overlooking the town of Lan, Candu House is a dilapidated mansion steeped in tragedy and intrigue. Originally constructed in the late 19th century as a grand estate for the affluent Chain family, the house later functioned as a convalescent home before succumbing to disrepair. Today, its crumbling facade serves as a haunting reminder of its storied past, leading many to believe that Candu House is one of the most haunted sites in Northern Ireland. The eerie ambiance of Candu House begins with its exterior. Now abandoned, the once opulent mansion is ensnared by creeping vines and ivy, featuring shuttered windows and crumbling walls that evoke a sense of neglect. The grounds, once meticulously maintained, are now overgrown, and visitors who dare to approach report a palpable sense of unease as they draw near. However, it is not merely the house's condition that evokes fear, but also the tales of the spirits said to inhabit its decaying halls. Among the most renowned apparitions associated with Candu House is that of Lillian Chain, the wife of Sir Thomas Chain, the original proprietor. Believed to have passed away within the home, her spirit is thought to linger there still. Visitors have recounted sightings of a woman in a long gown gazing out to sea from the windows. Those who venture too close at night have described hearing disembodied voices and the unsettling sensation of being watched from the vacant windows above. The house's history as a convalescent home adds another layer of sorrow to its narrative. During this period, many of the patients who sought care were terminally ill, spending their final days within its walls. It is believed that the spirits of some of these patients may never have departed. Paranormal investigators have reported encounters with cold spots, unexplainable sounds, and fleeting glimpses of shadowy figures moving through the desolate rooms. In a particularly chilling account, a group of teenagers claimed to have seen the ghostly figure of an elderly man in a wheelchair in one of the upper rooms. As they approached, he vanished, leaving only the echo of his presence behind. Another visitor reported hearing distinct coughing sounds emanating from the upper floors despite the complete abandonment of the house. Perhaps the most unsettling aspect of Candu House is its basement, which once served as a morgue during its time as a convalescent home. Reports suggest that the spirits of those who passed away in this area are particularly active, adding to the house's haunting reputation. Some visitors to Candu have reported experiencing an overwhelming and unexplainable sense of dread upon entering the basement. Others claim to have heard what they believe to be footsteps or the creaking of doors opening and closing, despite the absence of any doors in its dilapidated state. Candu continues to captivate the interest of urban explorers and ghost hunters alike, allured by its haunted reputation. However, many who venture inside leave with a profound sense of unease, feeling as though they are not alone. Even in its decline, Candu remains steeped in mystery and apprehension, where the spectres of the past appear to linger in the shadows, watching and waiting for the next daring visitor. With its tragic history and numerous reports of paranormal encounters, Candu has earned its reputation as one of Northern Ireland's most haunted sites. The decaying mansion may be devoid of life, yet its dark corridors resonate with the whispers of those who once lived and perished within its confines. Amar Jail, situated in the heart of Amar City, is often regarded as the most haunted prison in Northern Ireland. Established in 1780, it primarily served as a women's prison throughout much of its history, housing both common criminals and political prisoners. The cold, dark walls of Amar Jail have borne witness to centuries of suffering, violence, and death, making it a prime location for tales of restless spirits and paranormal phenomena. Life within the prison was harsh, characterized by overcrowding and starvation, with public executions occurring on site. The weight of its grim history is indelibly etched into the fabric of the building. Although Amar Jail has long been closed, its legacy lives on, not only in historical accounts but also in ongoing reports of hauntings. One of the most infamous spirits said to haunt the prison is that of a former matron known for her cruelty. This matron, who worked at the prison during the 19th century, instilled fear in the inmates through her harsh punishments and lack of compassion. After her death, tales emerged of her ghostly presence roaming the corridors, particularly in the vicinity of the execution chamber. Numerous visitors have reported hearing heavy footsteps echoing through the halls, despite the absence of other people. In one particularly unsettling account, a visitor on a guided tour experienced a sudden rush of cold air, followed by a sharp tug on her arm. When she turned to confront what she assumed was an individual behind her, she found no one in close proximity. The tour guide later informed her that this location was notorious for similar incidents, with many others recounting analogous experiences of unexplained touches and movements. Another haunting narrative pertains to the spirit of a young woman who was imprisoned for a minor offense but tragically died in her cell. Records suggest she suffered from neglect, as her pleas for assistance went unheard by the wardens. Her spirit is said to linger within her cell, with her sobs and whispers reported late at night. Paranormal researchers have reported capturing electronic voice phenomena within the prison, believed to be the voice of a former inmate calling for assistance even after many years. One of the most disconcerting locations within the facility is the dungeon-like basement, where prisoners were historically subjected to solitary confinement. Visitors to this space have frequently described feelings of intense fear and sadness, with some experiencing nausea or dizziness upon entry. This oppressive ambience is attributed to the residual energy of the numerous souls who endured suffering and met their demise within these confines. Beyond the restless spirits of former inmates, the jail's ties to significant political events have given rise to tales of apparitions linked to the notorious Irish rebellions. These spirits are thought to be particularly active in specific cells that housed some of the most infamous political prisoners. While there are plans to convert the building into a luxury hotel, many believe the spirits of the former jail will remain, as the layers of tragedy, anguish and death that permeate the structure have left an indelible mark on its atmosphere. Consequently, it stands out as one of the most haunted locations in Northern Ireland. For those who venture to this site, the experience extends beyond mere historical insights into the harsh realities of the past prison system. It offers a potential encounter with lingering spirits who seem trapped in a realm beyond death. Regardless of one's beliefs in the supernatural, the palpable atmosphere within the jail is likely to evoke unease even among the staunchest skeptics. Moving to Shane's Castle, located on the picturesque shores of Lough Neagh in County Antrim, it stands as one of Northern Ireland's most significant historical landmarks. While renowned for its rich history and beautiful ruins, Shane's Castle is equally infamous for its spectral residents and spine-chilling legends, which have made it a focal point for paranormal activity. The castle, owned by the O'Neill family for centuries, holds more than mere tales of noble lineage and ancient battles. It conceals secrets that have haunted its grounds for generations. Among the castle's most renowned apparitions is that of the White Lady, believed to be the spirit of a woman who experienced profound sorrow or injustice during her lifetime. Clad in a flowing white gown, her ethereal figure is often seen wandering the castle ruins, particularly near the old stone tower. Many visitors claim she appears to be in search of something or someone lost to time. Those fortunate or unfortunate enough to witness her presence report an inexplicable wave of sadness and a chilling atmosphere that precedes her arrival. The legend of the White Lady has been transmitted through the ages, with some asserting that she is the ghost of a heartbroken woman who perished within the castle's walls. The true identity of the ethereal figure, known as the White Lady at Shane's Castle, remains elusive. Reports indicate that the Annell family has historically acknowledged her spectral presence, with family records documenting peculiar events that they believed were linked to this ghostly apparition. Numerous family members have claimed to sight her during periods of misfortune, interpreting her appearance as an ominous sign. Yet, the White Lady is not the sole spirit associated with Shane's Castle. The estate is also entwined with a family curse, purportedly cast by an Irish monk centuries ago. This curse foretold the castle's eventual decay and the family's impending tragedies. In 1816, a catastrophic fire ravaged Shane's Castle, consuming a significant portion of the structure. Some believe this conflagration to be the manifestation of the aforementioned curse, while others contend that paranormal activity escalated following the fire, as if the spirits trapped within the castle were finally liberated. One particularly unsettling location within Shane's Castle is the underground tunnel known as the Hell Hole. This tunnel has been the site of numerous ghostly sightings and inexplicable phenomena. Observers have reported glimpsing shadowy figures lurking in its dim recesses, and those daring enough to enter have recounted hearing footsteps trailing behind them, only to find no one present when they turned around. In a particularly eerie episode, a group of nighttime visitors to the castle reported hearing faint wails emanating from the tunnel. As they approached, the sounds intensified, resembling someone in distress beneath the earth. Despite their efforts to trace the source, they discovered nothing but the crumbling walls of the tunnel. Over the years, paranormal investigators have flocked to Shane's Castle, conducting a multitude of studies to uncover the truth behind the enduring legends. They have recorded bizarre noises, sudden drops in temperature, and even sightings of spectral figures traversing the ruins. The interplay of the family curse, the devastating fire, and the restless spirits makes Shane's Castle a prime destination for ghost hunters and those intrigued by the supernatural. Today, the ruins of Shane's Castle stand as a haunting testament to its storied past. While much of the structure lies in disrepair, the Annell family still retains ownership of the estate, which is occasionally opened to visitors. However, those who wander through the remnants of the castle are advised to proceed with caution, as the spirits of Shane's Castle may be observing from the shadows, awaiting their next encounter. Belfast Castle, Shark, perched on the slopes of Cave Hill in Northern Ireland's capital, stands as both a magnificent architectural marvel and one of the nation's most haunted sites. Originally constructed in the 12th century and later renovated in the 19th century, the castle offers stunning vistas over Belfast Lough and the city below. Yet, beneath its grandeur lies a rich tapestry of eerie legends and ghostly encounters that contribute to its enigmatic allure. One of the most captivating legends surrounding Belfast Castle involves the enigmatic figure of a ghostly feline. According to local folklore, the family that inhabited the castle during the 19th century owned a cherished white cat that roamed the estate freely. It was believed that as long as the cat received proper care, the family would enjoy a streak of good fortune. However, tragedy struck when the cat vanished under mysterious circumstances, leading to a series of misfortunes for the family, including illness and financial troubles. Since that time, sightings of the spirit of the white cat have been reported numerous times, often coinciding with moments of distress, as if the phantom is still endeavouring to safeguard the castle from ill fortune. Both visitors and staff have claimed to see a large white cat wandering the halls, only for it to dissipate into thin air. Others have recounted the peculiar sensation of a cat brushing against their legs, despite the absence of any physical animals. This spectral feline appears to be particularly active near the grand staircase, where startled guests have encountered it on multiple occasions. The castle's paranormal phenomena extend beyond the ghostly cat. It also hosts several human apparitions, the most renowned being the Lady in White. Described as a tall figure, clad in a flowing white gown, she is said to wander the corridors and staircases, sometimes manifesting in mirrors or at the foot of guest beds. While she does not seem threatening, her unexpected appearances have unsettled many visitors. One particularly eerie account comes from a guest who, in the dead of night, awoke to find the Lady in White gazing out of a window. Mistaking her for another guest, he called out, but she remained silent. When he approached, the figure vanished before his eyes, leaving him shaken and restless for the remainder of the night. Cave Hill, looming majestically over the castle, enhances the site's supernatural allure. This hill is steeped in ancient Celtic myths and legends, encompassing tales of hidden treasures, fairy activity, and even a mysterious giant purportedly buried within its depths. Local lore suggests a connection between the castle and the hill through a network of supernatural forces, rendering the area a hotspot for ghostly encounters. In addition to the Lady in White and the spectral cat, numerous reports of unexplained phenomena abound, including the sound of footsteps echoing through vacant corridors and doors that open and close of their own accord. Staff members have recounted feelings of being observed, even when alone in the castle late at night. Sure. A particularly unsettling aspect of the hauntings is the prevalence of cold spots encountered by visitors, especially in the older sections of the building. Many believe these areas to be where spirits are most active, as paranormal investigators have documented significant temperature drops in such locations. Today, Belfast Castle remains a sought-after venue for weddings and events. Its haunting history adds a layer of intrigue that complements its elegance. Whether it is the ghostly white cat attempting to ward off misfortune, or the ethereal Lady in White traversing the halls, Belfast Castle offers more than just a picturesque backdrop. It presents a rich tapestry of mystery and spectral presence. Spring Hill House, A stunning 17th century plantation residence situated in County Londonderry offers a haunting insight into Northern Ireland's troubled history. With its meticulously maintained gardens and charming architecture, the house may initially present a serene and inviting atmosphere. However, beneath this picturesque exterior lies a narrative steeped in darkness and tragedy. For centuries, Spring Hill House served as the ancestral home of the Lennox Conyngham family, and with this extensive history comes a wealth of stories filled with sorrow, loss, and spectres of the past. The most notable apparition associated with the estate is that of Olivia Lennox Conyngham, the wife of George Lennox Conyngham, who resided there in the 18th century. Olivia's life was irrevocably altered when her husband, beset by financial difficulties and despair, took his own life in the study of their home. Left to navigate the challenges of single parenthood amidst profound grief, it is said that Olivia's spirit remains tethered to the residence. Visitors to Spring Hill House frequently report encounters with Olivia's ghost, often described as ethereal and clad in a flowing gown, gliding silently through the hallways, particularly near the study where her husband's tragic demise occurred. Some guests have claimed to hear faint weeping reverberating through the corridors, while others have experienced an unshakable chill enveloping them upon entering the room where George met his end. One particularly unsettling incident involved a tour guide closing the house for the night. As she passed the study, she observed a figure seated in an armchair, gazing out of the window. Assuming it to be a straggling visitor, she approached the figure, only to watch it dissolve into thin air. Disturbed by the experience, she hastily exited the room, but the vision of the sorrowful woman lingered in her mind. Yet, Olivia is not the sole spirit said to inhabit Spring Hill House. The residence also houses a collection of antique dolls, many of which are linked to peculiar occurrences. Some visitors have reported witnessing the dolls' eyes seemingly shifting or finding them arranged in positions different from where they were last seen. An unsettling sensation of being observed pervades the rooms displaying these dolls, leaving even the most intrepid guests feeling on edge in their presence. Spring Hill House continues to draw both history enthusiasts and paranormal aficionados. While its aesthetic beauty and historical importance are evident, with the story of Olivia Lennox Conyngham and the enduring presence of her spirit that truly captivates those who visit. For believers in the supernatural, Spring Hill House serves as a portal into a realm where love and sorrow transcend mortality, and the shadows of the past linger evermore. The Dark Hedges. Nestled near the village of Balnamore in County Antrim, the Dark Hedges stands as one of Northern Ireland's most emblematic landmarks. Originally an enchanting avenue of beech trees planted by the Stuart family in the 18th century to captivate visitors, this location has evolved into a mesmerizing yet eerie spectacle where beauty intertwines with a sense of foreboding. The trees' intertwining branches form a surreal tunnel that has become a favored destination for photographers and tourists. However, as daylight fades, the avenue's charm transforms into something more sinister. Local legends speak of a spectral figure known as the Grey Lady, said to haunt the road beneath the ancient trees. This ghostly apparition is believed to be the spirit of a woman from the Stuart lineage, or perhaps a servant, who met her demise under enigmatic circumstances. Numerous visitors have reported glimpsing her form drifting silently along the road at dawn or dusk. Some drivers have claimed to catch sight of her in their rearview mirrors, only for her to vanish upon turning to look. Those daring enough to venture into the hedges on foot often describe an unsettling sensation of being watched, accompanied by an inexplicable chill. The haunting narrative extends beyond the Grey Lady, as the Dark Hedges is rumoured to be a congregation point for other restless spirits. Some locals assert that on Halloween night, the road is frequented by the souls of those interred in unmarked graves nearby. The atmosphere grows increasingly eerie as shadows lengthen and the wind rustles through the twisted branches, echoing sounds that many interpret as whispers from another realm. One particularly chilling account comes from a local man in the 1950s who drove through the hedges late one evening. As he entered the tree-lined road, his vehicle began to stutter, the headlights flickering ominously. Just as he stopped, he spotted the Grey Lady standing in the middle of the road, her face ashen and expressionless. Frozen by fear, he watched as she glided towards his car, vanishing just before reaching the hood. Afterward, the hedges fell silent, yet a lingering sense of dread accompanied him long after he left. Despite its recent fame as a filming location for popular television series, the dark hedges remain steeped in mystery and supernatural lore. Even today, locals tend to avoid the road after dark, while visitors are drawn not only by its beauty, but also by the hope of encountering the elusive Grey Lady. The intertwining branches seem to murmur secrets of their own, leaving those who walk beneath them pondering the boundary between the mortal world and the beyond. The Devil's Punch Bowl, Antrim Hills. High in the Antrim Hills lies a seemingly tranquil lake known as the Devil's Punch Bowl. This picturesque setting, surrounded by rolling green hills and rocky outcrops, conceals a dark legend that lends the lake its foreboding name. According to local folklore, the devil himself once visited this site, leaving behind a lingering curse that continues to haunt the area. The origins of the Devil's Punch Bowl legend date back to the 18th century, when a nearby village experienced a series of inexplicable and tragic occurrences. Crops failed, livestock vanished, and villagers fell ill without discernible cause. In their desperation, the villagers sought the assistance of a local healer who claimed that dark forces were at work. He asserted that the lake served as a gateway to the underworld, chosen by the devil for his earthly mischief. One fateful night, a group of adventurous villagers decided to test the legend. Armed with torches and a sense of bravery, they ventured to the lake under the cloak of darkness, determined to confront the mysteries that lay at its edge. As they stood before the water, the atmosphere thickened with anticipation, and the story of the Devil's Punch Bowl took on a life of its own, continuing to captivate the imaginations of those who dare to explore its depths. An unsettling chill settled in the air as the tranquil surface of the lake began to stir, inexplicably rippling despite the absence of wind. Without warning, a dense fog enveloped the area, engulfing the group in an eerie shroud. In their terror, they attempted to navigate their way back, only to find themselves disoriented and trapped in a disconcerting loop around the lake. Suddenly, the ground beneath them trembled, accompanied by a deep, resonant rumble that echoed ominously. The lake's waters churned violently, and from its depths, a dark figure emerged, sending the group into a panic as they scattered in all directions. By morning, they returned to the village, but one of their members was notably absent. Days later, his body was discovered by the lake shore, his face frozen in a mask of terror, devoid of any visible injuries. Since that fateful night, the Devil's Punch Bowl has remained shrouded in dread, with no one daring to approach it after nightfall. Many believe the lake is cursed, concealing something malevolent beneath its seemingly serene surface. Visitors during the day report an unsettling stillness surrounding the water, as if the landscape itself is holding its breath. Birds are rarely heard in the vicinity, and an unnatural silence seems to envelop the area. Hikers recount experiences of faint whispers carried by the wind, always when they are alone, while most notably, a heavy, oppressive atmosphere settles over those who approach the water, instilling a profound sense of being observed by unseen entities. Over the years, paranormal investigators have been drawn to the Devil's Punch Bowl in an attempt to document its haunting reputation. Some have recorded unusual electromagnetic activity in the vicinity, while others have reported eerie, growling sounds or the sensation of footsteps trailing them along the paths. One investigator claimed to have seen glowing red eyes peering from the water, only for them to vanish upon closer inspection. Shadowy figures have also been spotted darting through the trees lining the lake, remaining just out of reach. While the true nature of the Devil's Punch Bowl remains elusive, its status as one of Northern Ireland's most haunted locations is indisputable. Locals continue to caution visitors against venturing near the lake after dusk, wary of the dark forces that may be at play. Whether a manifestation of a lingering curse or simply a site where the natural world feels profoundly altered, the Devil's Punch Bowl serves as a haunting testament to the legends that have shaped Northern Ireland's supernatural landscape. Bangor Abbey, County Down. Located in the heart of Bangor, County Down, lies Bangor Abbey, one of Northern Ireland's most venerable and historically significant religious sites. Founded as a thriving monastic settlement, it became a pivotal centre for Christian learning. However, despite its sacred origins, Bangor Abbey has gained notoriety for its association with spectral sightings and paranormal phenomena that seem to contradict its hallowed atmosphere. The most well-known apparition said to haunt the abbey is that of a monk, often referred to as the Wailing Monk. This ghostly figure embodies the unsettling blend of history and mystery that surrounds this ancient site, adding layers to its rich tapestry of heritage. The abbey, while a place of reverence, continues to intrigue those drawn to the supernatural, inviting exploration of its haunted past. According to local lore, a monk associated with Bangor Abbey during the Viking incursions of the 9th century is said to have met a tragic fate. When the abbey was raided and set ablaze, many monks lost their lives or were captured and enslaved. It is believed that this particular monk perished while valiantly attempting to safeguard the abbey's sacred relics. His failure to protect the sanctity of the abbey and the subsequent destruction left his spirit to wander the ruins, eternally lamenting the loss of his fellow brethren. Visitors to Bangor Abbey frequently report auditory phenomena, including distant wailing, particularly at night when the wind rustles through the ancient grounds. Some have even claimed to glimpse a spectral figure, a monk clad in a brown robe, meandering through the graveyard, his head bowed in sorrow. This apparition has been observed kneeling before the remnants of the abbey as if engaged in silent prayer before vanishing into the darkness. Others have attested to hearing faint chants, despite the absence of any living monks at the site today. One of the most unsettling tales associated with the Wailing Monk emerged in the 1970s, when a group of teenagers, daring one another, ventured into the abbey after dark. While exploring the ruins, they were suddenly engulfed by an overwhelming sense of dread and melancholy. One boy reported hearing soft Latin chanting, while another claimed to have seen the monk's figure gliding through the dimly lit graveyard. Terrified, they fled the scene, vowing never to return after their disconcerting experience. Yet the Wailing Monk is not the only spirit said to haunt Bangor Abbey. The surrounding graveyard, which contains numerous ancient tombs, has been the site of reports regarding shadowy figures moving among the gravestones, particularly near older burial sites. These apparitions, often described as misty, translucent forms, appear to drift between graves before dissipating into the night. Cold spots are frequently noted in the graveyard, even during warm summer evenings, and many visitors have reported the eerie sensation of being watched as they navigate the area. Have been seen hovering above tombstones or floating near the abbey's ruins. Paranormal investigators studying the site suggest that these lights may represent manifestations of spiritual energy, although their precise nature remains enigmatic. Despite its ghostly reputation, Bangor Abbey continues to attract visitors drawn to its historical and spiritual significance. The abbey's rich and storied past, intertwined with the ghostly legends that have emerged over the years, makes it a captivating destination for those intrigued by the supernatural. While some come to appreciate the ancient architecture and contemplate its religious heritage, others seek a glimpse of the Wailing Monk or yearn to experience the eerie phenomena that have established Bangor Abbey as one of North Down's most haunted locations. For those daring enough to explore the abbey at night, the echoes of history resonate, and the spirits of Bangor Abbey may still be lingering in the shadows, awaiting the opportunity to share their tales with those willing to listen. Wallace Park, Lisburn. It is a serene haven during the day, attracting both locals and visitors who relish leisurely strolls, family gatherings, and the natural beauty of the landscape. However, as twilight descends and shadows lengthen, the park transforms into a setting for chilling narratives that have earned it a reputation as one of Lisbon's most haunted locations. Named after Sir Richard Wallace, a notable philanthropist who generously donated the land to the town, Wallace Park is rich in history. While it is celebrated for its picturesque scenery, it is also known for a series of strange occurrences that trace back to earlier times. Central to these tales is the spectral figure of a young woman, commonly referred to as the Lady in Grey. Witnesses claim to have seen her ghost wandering the park's paths on fog-laden evenings. According to local legend, the Lady in Grey was a young woman from the area who fell deeply in love with a Lisburn man. Their romance was fraught with challenges, ultimately culminating in heartbreak when he ended their relationship. Overcome by sorrow, she is said to have roamed the park at night, meeting her tragic end under mysterious circumstances. Some suggest she may have taken her own life, while others believe she succumbed to despair. Since that time, her spirit has been spotted along the pathways of Wallace Park, clad in a flowing grey gown, her visage pale and devoid of expression. Numerous witnesses report encounters with the Lady in Grey, particularly near the park's pond, where she is often seen gazing contemplatively at the still waters. Some visitors have approached her only to witness her dissolve into the mist, while others have felt an inexplicable chill in certain areas of the park, as if the temperature drops in her presence. In addition to the haunting presence of the Lady in Grey, Wallace Park is also believed to harbour the spirits of soldiers from World War I. During the war, part of the park served as a training ground for troops, and many young men from Lisburn prepared for battle within its bounds. Tragically, some of these soldiers never returned from the front lines, and their spirits are thought to linger in the park during the night. Passers-by have reported hearing the sound of marching boots in the absence of any visible figures, while others describe distant voices and the soft echo of military commands, as if the soldiers continue their drills long after their time is past. One particularly unsettling account involves a local man walking his dog late one evening. As he traversed a secluded area of the park, he noticed what appeared to be a group of men in military uniforms standing in formation. Initially, assuming it was a reenactment, he observed them closely, but soon felt something was amiss. The men stood utterly still, their faces obscured by shadows. As he stepped closer, the group inexplicably vanished, leaving him in a state of shock. Numerous reports also detail sightings of strange lights flickering in the park at night. These luminous orbs, often observed near wooded areas, seem to dance in the air before vanishing without a trace. Paranormal investigators who have explored Wallace Park have recorded fluctuations in temperature and electromagnetic readings, suggesting that the area may be a hotspot for supernatural activity. Today, Wallace Park remains a beloved destination for local residents. However, those familiar with its haunted legacy exercise caution when darkness falls. The park's tranquil beauty during the day gives way to an eerie stillness at night, where the spirits of the past appear to walk alongside the living. Whether it is the heartbroken Lady in Grey or the restless